Tony, when you think of the names of a lot of entertainers who sing your styles of song, you say to yourself, well, he or she was big in the 60s or the 40s or the 50s. But when you think of Tony Bennett, you don't draw that parallel. What is it about you that has made it possible for you to remain constant, not only over the 40 years, but from my parents' generation to my generation?
I understand. Well, I asked Sinatra the same question. I said, why do you think we stayed around so long? And he said, well, because we stayed with good music. Right along, we just did the best composers, you know, without any compromise. If it wasn't a Rodgers and Hart or a Gershwin or an Irving Berlin song or Cole Porter, we just stayed away from it.
Let me throw some quotes at you. Tony Bennett, the best singer I've ever heard, Bing Crosby. The best in the business, Frank Sinatra. The epitome of what we were put on earth for. He was born to take people's troubles away for an hour. Judy Garland.
Wow.
Wow is right.
I know. That's
pretty tough to live up to.
I've never been able to digest those accolades. I'll take them, believe me. But, you know, I think, I love, you know, Ella Fitzgerald is such a beautiful lady, you know. I told her, I said, you're the best, you know. I said, I've never heard anybody like you. She said, oh, no, no. And she's very sincere. She said, everybody's good. She said, we're all here. We're all important. Everybody's important. And I just thought it was so beautiful that she has that philosophy. There's so many great, talented people. There's a lot of great, talented people. Many people that are undiscovered, but they're really on the ball. They have good brains and they have good talent. And then it's a matter of luck, and I've been very lucky to have Bob Hope come in and find me at a certain time. And the fact that these giants like Sinatra and Bing Crosby and Judy Garland think a lot of me, well, it's inspiring to me, and it really taught me a lot about discipline, because I have to live up to those accolades now. You know, I used to be a bebop singer where I'd really just like to sing and, you know, didn't care too much about ambition or something, you know. But ever since these wonderful artists, who are the greatest of my peers, have said that I'm their favorite, I'm forced to live up to that, to those accolades, and it's really helped me because it's made me a disciplined person.
Because of that, do you have any goals then when you go out on stage?
Well, just to knock people out of their seats, try and knock them out of their seats, that's all, you know, just trying to have them enjoy the show. How about everybody singing this with me? And get your hat, leave your worries on the doorstep. Yes, thank you. Just direct your feet to the sunny side. Can't you hear that bitter and that happy tune is your step? Life can be complete on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with all the blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never had a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller, with gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. You're beautiful. I wonder when the bells ring for me, when someone tugs a heartstring for me. When does it come my time When does the poem rhyme? When do the songs they sing for me? To those who say you wake up and feel life, I say I'm ready. Show me the way. Show me those arms that say welcome to real life, and I'll stay. I'll stay. How many parties more can I run to? How many little loves can there be before it's all a bore? Forget it, I want more. I want someone who wants more of me, like making promises good in the daylight. The thing is, here am I. Where is she? When is it my chance? When is it my dance? When do the bells ring for me?
I found myself listening to When Did the Bells Ring for Me last night, and I was reminded of something that Frank Sinatra said of you, that you and he are the last two saloon singers, that a singer who has the ability to, no matter how low you are feeling, convey in his song that, yeah, I've been there too. Why is it that that torch has not been able to be carried on?
Well, I think George Burns gave the definitive answer to your question. He said years ago, performers had a circuit where they could go from town to town and get lousy before they got good. And, you know, today, you see someone on TV, young people, you know, and they look fantastic. They have energy and they're cooking, but they don't have the nuances that take about 10 years to learn how to walk on that stage. And it takes 10 years to just going from one town to another to learn, you know, just what to leave out and what not to do. And it takes time, just like any craft or any good business person, you know, it takes time to learn your business. And today, it's all kind of marketing, you know, they'll shoot somebody up to the sky, make them as big as the Beatles, or, you know, at that moment or something, and then they just crash right down. I think it's quite tragic myself, because they've made it a business, you know, they've just, the accountants and lawyers have kind of turned it into a big business, you know, rather than, I mean, years ago, if you were an entertainer, you had to be a Sammy Davis. Years ago, they'd give you the hook. They actually had a hook. Would you believe this? If you weren't any good, they used to have a hook, and they'd go, they'd hook you right off the stage. And that was it. I mean, you just say, well, I didn't make it, you know. Up in Harlem, at the Apollo Theater, they used to have an old pig bag, the stomach of a pig, you know, and just the skin of the pig. And they'd blow it up, and they'd hit you on the head if you weren't any good. So when you hit that stage, you had to be like a Sarah Vaughan, or you weren't allowed on the stage. I mean, they really, the public, it was up to the public. If they liked you, then you got the job. And that's how Bob Whiteman and Nat Shapiro at the Paramount Theater chose the performers. They listened to the audience. Whoever got the most applause got the job. It was very primitive and basic, but correct. But today, you know, they have demographic numbers and who's selling what, or who's hot at the moment, and all this, and it's strange. But the beat goes on. I mean, there's still talent still comes through no matter what happens.
Now, singing wasn't your first career choice so far as training is concerned. You were in school to be a commercial artist.
Right. I went to the High School of Industrial Art, which was across the street to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and well, I'm still painting. I still love it very, very much.
Did you have any idea when you were a little kid drawing sketchings on the sidewalk of Astoria, Queens, of your ability at that time?
No, all I know is that I had to do it, and I still feel that way. I'm very committed to it. Singing and painting, I can't drive a car. I don't know how to drive a car, okay? But my whole life I've just been possessed with singing and painting. It's something I have to do. It has nothing to do with whether I'm going to make it or not make it or whatever. I just have to do it. And now I'm 65, and I'm still feeling the same way as I did when I was a kid in Astoria, sketching on the sidewalks.
It seems that each year your paintings become to get more prominence with each showing. Is it growing so far as a bigger part of your life with each year? Do you find more joy in painting? Is it an escape for you?
It's not. Well, it takes you to another place, and it's an escape, but it's meditative. You know, it's very complex because you get a blank canvas and you have to fill it up, and there's no board meetings or anything. It's just you and the canvas, and it's quite frightening. You know, you just say, I hope this one works. But then, you know, there's so many problems to making sure there's proper balance and color and everything that goes with it, or whether someone's going to like the painting later, or whether you're going to like the painting. And so what happens is there's so much that really takes you. You might paint for 4 hours and it feels like 4 minutes. You know, so it's, in that sense, it's a release. It's kind of a yoga experience.
Do you have any particular favorites over the years?
Of my own paintings? Yeah. I did a painting of Duke Ellington in London. I call it Black Rain, and it was kind of a visionary kind of painting. It was way before any of the riots and changes of civil rights movements and all that, and it was way before that. And there's this kind of streak of black rain. I just wouldn't sell the painting. It's my own personal painting.
And was that the one you were going to have put in the Smithsonian, or?
Yes, there'll be two of them. One with Billy Strayhorn, his mate and compatriot there, and also the one that's called Black Rain. But it's really mine. I mean, it's in the Smithsonian, but it's my painting personally. We have that agreed to.
Cary Grant paid you a major compliment with one of your paintings. How did that feel to receive those kind of accolades again from another area?
Yeah, well, he's the one that first kicked me off into feeling very good about my painting. He bought a painting. I wondered why he did it, because it took a year for us to negotiate it, because he was a friend of mine, and I said, I can't charge you for this. You know, we were very good buddies, and he's Cary Grant, you know, the handsomest man in the world, you know. So I said, I can't sell this to you. But he insisted on it, and we had to negotiate with my son for a whole year as to how to do it. We finally gave the money to the Princess Grace Foundation, the Red Cross Foundation. But I found out why he did it. I was wondering, why did he do it? It was so nice of him. I thought he was just being very nice to me and supportive. But what it was is that I went to his widow's home 4 years later, and after his death, and it was in his dining room, along with his whole house is filled up. He had a very good eye for good paintings. So he had some wonderful Diego Rivera paintings and very wonderful paintings. And I saw my painting, and I was knocked out to see it. I hadn't seen it for 4 or 5 years. And then I looked out in the window, a big picture window, over his valley where he lived in L.A., and it looked exactly like the south of France. And it was really, he really had a reason for buying it. And it was very gratifying for me. I really liked that happening. You know, some of you might know that I love to paint as much as I love to sing. And if I may, we put some of my paintings together with a song that I stole from a great Borodin melody. And it became a big hit song. So I'd love to show you some of my paintings. Take my hand, I'm a stranger in paradise. All lost in a wonderland. A stranger in paradise. If I stand starry-eyed, that's a danger in paradise. for mortal to stand beside an angel like you. I saw your face and I ascended out of the commonplace into the rare. Somewhere in space I hang suspended until I know there's a chance that you care. Won't you answer this fervent prayer to the stranger in paradise? Don't send me in dark despair from all that I hunger for, but open your angel's arms to the stranger in paradise and tell him that he need be a stranger no
Sitting here talking with you and seeing you walk in, the very first time I met you, you were just riding down in an elevator by yourself. I'm reminded of something Ralph Sharon said, that there's just a simpleness in your life. You seem to go for the simplicity rather than someone who, in your position, could go for the extreme and the glamour and the glitz more so. And you seem to have kept things at a quiet calm over the years.
Yeah, well, I kind of save all the glitz and everything, etc., you know, for the stage. You know, I think I learned that in London years ago. I read an article by Alec Guinness, and I agreed with him. It changed my whole philosophy when I read it, because when I first started, I went through all the routines that everybody goes through. But he said, you know, when you come off the stage, just be a person. He believed that. He said, you know, when you're on the stage, be childish, do everything you have to do to make the show happen. But it's quite hammy, you know, when you come off the stage and you're still entertaining people, even after you're off the stage. Mm-hmm. And it's also, you know, you lose a lot of energy by doing that. I mean, if you're on the stage all the time, you know, how much can you put out? So you have to kind of save your energy for that nice, you know, strong shot when you get on the stage.
I mentioned Ralph Sharon. How did that, he's been a major part of your career. You pay tribute to him in every show. How did that combination come about?
I mean, we just auditioned. I just auditioned piano players. I needed a piano player, and we went up to a place called Nola Studios on Broadway, which is very famous for rehearsal studios. And I just listened to 2 or 3 fellas, and he was about the 3rd one in, and I said, "You got the job." And that was it. And we've been together 25 years now, and I can't ask for a better colleague or a nicer person to be around. He's just very intelligent and a wonderful you know, musicologist. He knows an awful lot about music. This gentleman right here playing this beautiful piano is not only a great musician, as you can hear, but he was nice enough to find all my songs all through the years, Mr. Ralph Sharon.
And he is credited with finding your signature song.
He's found all my songs, not just I Left My Heart in San Francisco, but I Want to Be Around and The Good Life and all these songs. You know, he's found all of them for me.
Getting back to the signature song, do you ever get tired of singing it? Obviously, wherever you go, that's what people want to hear. But does it...
Oh, you get tired of making love?
Yeah. Enough said. That's a good point.
Yeah, no, it's a great city, and it's really afforded me. It's become my favorite song because it's given me the greatest career I can work in palaces like this, and I've sung for kings and royalty and presidents, and I'm commissioned all over the world. Just before I came here, I sang for every banker in America in San Francisco. So I'm not going to knock that song. Everybody else can, but I'm sorry. Personally, it's my favorite song, and I love singing it every night.
Any plans to slow down? Are you just going to continue?
Well, I personally, my own belief is that a performer or any artist of any kind, whether they're cooks or whether they're, you know, painters or ballet dancers or whatever, I don't think if it isn't athletic, you know, if you're just using your head and your heart and your mind and your hands, I think you should never retire. I think if you have an 8-to-5 job, yeah, that's hard work. If you just have to make a living and this is what we do and we take the weekends off, it's hard. And I think then you should retire for the last 20 years because you worked hard. But when you do something with great joy like I do, there's a phrase, it's called stealing the money. You know, it feels like you're stealing the money. You do something that you love and you're getting paid for it. So I don't think you should retire. I think George Burns and Bob Hope and all the great ones like Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire, they went right to the end. They just kept swinging right through it. Picasso, Casals, Vladimir Horowitz. They go right to the end. They just keep working. And Count Basie, Duke Ellington were that way also. I think good performers don't dare stop. They just keep going.
If we could just close with the last line of your signature song.
When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me.
Tony Bennett, thank you.
You're welcome. I left my heart San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me. To be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. Morning fog may chill the air. I don't care, my love waits there. San Francisco, above the blue, windy sea. When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun